Hey guys, it is January the 25th, and I am making a video on, actually I'm going to do two videos on how to make some homemade baguettes from scratch. I'm basically doing these bad boys. I'm going to make my own garlic bread, basically tonight, some garlic spread to eat with those lasagna, the lasagna that I've been doing for the last couple days. And of course, I'll have that video on later when my daughter gets home from school so she can help put it together, etc. But anyway, I am going to be making a couple of baguettes here from scratch. I've already got everything mise en placed out. So just to show you guys, I've got my flour, my olive oil, sugar, salt, active yeast. This is fast acting active yeast. And then a egg for, basically for egg wash. To use on the bread after it starts to bake a little bit. You don't have to do the egg wash on your baguettes if you don't want to. It just gives it a little bit different color, a little bit darker texture. But anyway, cups of flour, a tablespoon of olive oil, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and 2.5 teaspoons of salt, 1 package of the fast-acting yeast. And the first thing that we're going to do, guys, is we are going to mix, and warm water, I'm sorry. I've got 2 cups of warm water. I just put it in the microwave to kind of heat it up. And all we're going to do is that, basically heating that up kind of helps to break down the yeast and activate the yeast, get it to dissolve and get it going. But essentially what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to pour the water, the yeast, and the sugar together. Let that sit for about 5 minutes, and it should start to bubble. Hopefully the yeast is good. I just got it, so I'm hoping it's good. We're going to find out here. All right. Make sure that that is salt or sugar and not salt. Big reason for that, if you pour salt directly into active yeast, you'll kill it. So never, never, ever, ever pour salt in with your yeast right away. It will definitely kill it. All right, so here's my sugar going in with my warm water, and then, of course, my active yeast. All right. I love making bread. As a matter of fact, I told my mom this morning, I love that woman. I told her this morning that I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to make some bread and make some baguettes. And she just looked at me like, that woman, she loves some bread. That is for sure. I thought it was funny. So I told her I'm going in to go visit with her in a couple weeks. And I told her what I'll do is I'll hook her up. I told her that I come in, I'll make some bread for her. I don't know what kind that she wants. I don't know if she wants baguettes or she wants some loaves or what, but I make some great olive bread. It's got chunks of black olives in it. It's really, really good. I don't know if you guys know what Asiago bread is, but it's kind of like got bacon and stuff in it with Asiago cheese, and it's really, really good. It's very good for like doing it for breakfast and stuff, toast it or just make like a breakfast sandwich out of it. But it's really, really good. So right now I've got my warm water, my yeast, and my sugar is in a bowl. And I'll show you guys. Give me 1 second. One thing that I try to tell my kids is as you're cooking, you clean. You don't leave your kitchen a mess. Yeah, it just gets so jumbled. So as you're doing stuff, you clean stuff, you put stuff up. And it just makes the kitchen a better environment to work in. I know there's a lot of people out there that, they don't do their dishes until they're done. And I'm like, oh, I cannot stand clutter everywhere, etc., etc. It's just, it's not cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys this, this yeast. It's actually starting to bubble a little bit, right there in the right there in the center, as you can see it. So we're going to give this about 5 minutes, let this activate, and then I will bring you guys back on. So bear with me. We'll see you soon. All right, hey guys. All right, I am back. I want to show you this yeast real quick. Look, beautiful. Look at that. It is so cool how this stuff works. It's amazing. So anyway, what I am going to do is I'm going to take my yeast and my warm water with my sugar. We'll put it in this bowl, and I'm going to start adding my flour. I'm going to leave about a cup of flour left over until I get this mixed and kneaded. of course, with the salt and the olive oil. So I'm going to pour the flour on top of the yeast first, and I'm going to add my olive oil and my salt. Again, like I said, if you were to pour the salt directly in with that sugar, with the yeast, it'll kill your yeast, I'm telling you. So never pour your salt in directly with yeast. So, that's absolutely gorgeous. I love this. Mama, I promise I'll make you some bread. I promise. I know you're probably watching this video, and I could probably see the drool coming down the corners of her mouth right now. It's funny. I love my mother. I tell you what, that old woman. She ain't got no sense. No sense. So all of my flour except about a cup's worth. And I'm going to leave that in the bowl. I'll add it as I need to, looking at the texture of the bread or the dough. Just kind of looking at that texture of it and then see if I need it. All right, olive oil's going in on top of the flour. And then, of course, our salt. Now, I sifted my flour, and what you can do is you can actually sift the salt with the flour just to get it all mixed in if you want to do that, if you want to prior do that. I didn't do it because I was trying to do and show everybody my mise en place of what I had out. This here is a handy-dandy tool, especially if you don't have a KitchenAid mixer or a bread machine or anything like that, and you need to mix it by hand. This bad boy here works like a champ. It's basically like just a plastic scraper, but it works great with mixing your bread and your dough, getting it off the sides and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to sit here and get this mixed up, and then see if we need to add any more flour. God, it already smells so good. I think the yeast adds that, I don't know, it just adds a certain flavor, a smell profile to it, you know. It's just crazy how good it smells. And then, of course, I'm going to take this out, and then we're going to have to knead it for about 5 minutes or so, until you get it all broken in, get it nice and smooth texture. Then we're going to let this dough sit for about 45 minutes. And then we'll be able to cut it in half, and then we'll make our baguettes. So I'm going to do this video in two. So we'll see where I get to. I'm probably going to get to the point of at least getting the dough cut and halved, and then I'll start a new video with how to bake it, egg wash it, what to look for, and all that good stuff. So. Well, hopefully you guys liked my videos yesterday, making pasta and stuff. I know that one of them was really, really long, but, you know, it's good information. It's fun. I mean, I love doing that stuff. I'm just going to add a little bit of flour. It's a little tacky. You know, cooking is a blessing. I'll tell you what. I know everybody's got to eat. Everybody's got to drink. But I tell you, man, food is a weakness for me. It really is. And I'll tell you who else is a weakness with food is my dad. Oh, my Lord. I think I get his appetite. I really do. That old man, dude, I tell you, he loves to eat, loves some food. He tells me stories all the time about my grandmother, his mama. And, you know, just the stuff that she used to do from scratch. And it's just like... It's insane. These backwoods cooks and stuff, you know, growing up and doing this kind of stuff. I tell them all the time, I said, Bo, I cannot wait to get to heaven. Me and that woman, we're going to cook some food. So I'm excited about that. I just hope the good Lord's got a daggone big old kitchen. That's all I can say. A big kitchen. Big. All right, still tacky. I'm going to add some more flour. You don't want to add all your flour at once. But you know, you can add too much and then it's kind of dense. So you just add 2/3, 3/4 of it, work your dough, and you know, kind of just feel the texture of it and see if it's good. And then you can always add a little bit more. I can tell you, guys, maybe 2 out of 3 times that I do bread, epic fail. Epic fail. When you don't have the kitchen, you don't have the utensils, you don't have the machines and you're doing everything by hand, it's a lot harder. It really is. Now, if you've got the machines, I mean, a proofing oven, I mean, come on. That kind of stuff, I mean, those things are so expensive, but one of these days, I would love to have one. Now, this is actually looking pretty good. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out, show you guys the texture of it, and I'm going to start kneading it on the kitchen counter here. All right? So, just bear with me. I'm going to put a little bit of flour down on my table. Well, I say my table, but it's actually my countertop, but anyway. All right. Looks beautiful. Let's see if I can get this. Hold on, let me wash my hands real quick, guys, and I'll move my phone down. Anyway. Yeah, like I said, bread is not as easy as you think it is. There's a lot of things to look for, a lot of things you got to do. Kneading it right, getting your gluten window. We can talk about that in a little bit. When you pull your bread apart, you'll see the strands. You know, this is definitely not a gluten-free. And as a matter of fact, I don't think I told you guys this, but the flour that I use is bread flour. If you look at it, there's a scale. There's a scale of flour. And basically it's the protein of it. So if you look at it, you'll see what I'm talking about with the different types of flours and what types of proteins that they have and how much protein that they have. So as you can see here, I mean, this is looking great. Look at that. So, you know. So you remember yesterday when we were doing the pasta dough, how we were talking about how to knead, you know? Yes. So it's still a little tacky, which is okay. All I got to do is add a little bit of flour, you know, but you want to make sure you got everything incorporated. Just add, you know, teaspoon, tablespoon or so of flour at a time, you know, just get it worked in. You just don't want it, you don't want it to where it's doing that, where it's sticking to you. It's going to be a little bit of a drier dough, the type of flour that I've got and all that good stuff. So I'm sad to say that the Jaguars got beat. I'm a Jag fan just because of Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne, which kind of stinks that they got knocked out. So I guess I'm going to pull for, just to change the subject a little bit here, I think I'm going to start pulling for the Bengals, just because I kind of like Joe Burrow, even though he was the one that beat us in the last national championship that we were in. But at least the Bengal Tiger is the closest thing you can get to a Clemson Tiger. Look at that paw right there. Man, I tell you, I cannot wait for some football, guys. I've already got the countdown on my phone. So I literally, every week I get a ding. Every week I get a ding. 1 week closer. 1 week closer. Kickoff, kickoff. Man, I cannot wait. Good stuff. My mother will tell you that I am infatuated big time with football, college football. All the time. My daughter will come over on the weekend and she'll be like, "Oh, is it football day? Oh." And I'm like, "Baby girl, go get your Clemson shirt on and be quiet." You know? Oh, yeah. It's getting there, guys. It's getting there. A little bit more. A little bit more flour. Yeah, so my fiance woke up today, when it, you know, because today's her birthday, right? That's the whole reason why I'm doing all this food and all this job. But anyway, she woke up this morning and she saw me getting the stuff out to make bread. She's like, "Are you seriously making all my bread?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Just for me?" I was like, no. No. It might be your birthday, and that might be the occasion of why I'm doing it. But this bread ain't just for you, girl. And I'll make homemade, like, garlic butter. Oh, man, that stuff is so good. So I got some parsley to put in, just for color. Yeah, I can't wait, guys. I cannot wait for tonight and show you guys this video. All right, last of the bread, the last of the flour there. Yeah, so I got to redo this all over again in 2 weeks over at Mama's house. She definitely loves some fresh bread. Now, when I was in school, oh man, we made pounds, guys, pounds of bread. I mean, each student would probably make 8 loaves or 8 things. I mean, it was crazy the amount of bread. And of course, they sell it. They sell it up there, and it's dirt cheap. You know, and you have the option. You could, depending on the chef, you could take some of it home. They would let you take it, but most of the time you had to buy it. But I mean, I'm talking like $2 for a loaf, you know, and I mean everything homemade. I mean, it's just, beautiful bread. Anyway, but if you live in the Charleston area and you can go to Trident Tech, Tuesdays and Thursdays are the time to go. Usually that's when your classes are prepping stuff for Monday, and then they cook it on Tuesday. So if it's not going into the restaurant, they have a restaurant there. If it's not going into the restaurant, they actually sell it. They've got fridges and stuff outside and all that job. So you can actually go in and just pick it up. And it's, you know, there's a computer out there with a credit card reader. You can just pick it right up, buy it, take it home, do what you want. A little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back into that bowl, and then I'm going to cover it with a piece of saran wrap, or you can use a kitchen towel if you wanted to use a towel. And then you cover it, and then we're going to let it rest for about 45 minutes. And hopefully it should double. It should double. Good bread dough right there. All right, I'll show you the finished product here. And then we're going to put it in the bowl and be done. All right, and then I will see you guys shortly. I'm going to cover it up and be done. All right, see you guys in a little bit.